Hey, is everybody here? Well, nobody's here yet. So in the meantime, guys, while I wait for anyone to gather in that may want to say hi, first, I'm Wayne, right? Wayne, Wayne. Now, when I was back in the day when I ran my crew and I had my sales team, my acronym for my name uh, was a winning attitude you need every day. WAYNE, winning attitude you need every day, right? That was the way that's how I saw myself. That's how I still see myself. Wayne, winning attitude you need every day. That's right. So if you're a Wayne, you can I give you permission to use that for yourself. Okay? Winning attitude you need every day. Okay? Because what's that saying? What's that Bible verse? In the world you have tribulation, but I've overcome the world, right? And if you that's very raw, man. That's like, listen, it's gonna happen. Ish, right? Ish is gonna happen. Your job is to overcome it. Okay? Put the I part as you. It's gonna happen, whether you're black, white, short, tall, whatever the cards were dealt to you. Okay? The best way to survive in this thing is to have an attitude of a survival attitude. Okay? Not a victim attitude, not why is this happening to me attitude, but is how do I make this work? What's my next step? And that's how I solve problems, right? Like, what's my next step? And not all the solutions work because you guys see the videos. Not all of them work. But man, I tell you something, still the attitude to have. Like, what is the best attitude to have? A defeatist attitude or I'm gonna get this attitude? All right, that's my deposit for the day, right? Stay positive. All right. Hey, let me so be patient with me while I get my stuff up and running right now, man. I'm trying to get everything the way I want it. And it takes come on, man. I'm on the program. I'm on the program. Um, I was telling my son that actually. He just ran a race. I'm gonna upload it on my personal channel, and he just ran a race at the Duke Twilight, and in his particular heat, he came in first. But there's a lot of runners, so a lot of guys still have very good time. But he had a personal record this weekend. Very proud of him, right? And he's going over all the details that he have to do and all the adjustments. And I was like, listen, Emmanuel, what you're gonna if you go to my landing page and for the YouTube, you're gonna see my hey, welcome to Monroe Vacuums. It's my very first video. I didn't change it because it's just the very first. It's not refined or nothing like that, right? And I'm still not refined. But you'll see two boys with me, and the tallest one is Emmanuel. He's the one that is running. Ethan runs also, but he does baseball, right? And but I was telling him, I said, listen, man, when you start running a company or you're in charge of a department or something, the same approach that you're taking right now with the things you have to do with your um you know the, the adjustments you got to make, the challenges you had to overcome, the attitude you have to continue to go in. That's what you're gonna have to have that same mindset when you're telling your team how to overcome obstacles and how to get past the next hurdle and how to grind it in and what kind of work ethic it takes to actually get it when everyone else want to hang out and all that stuff. And I said, just don't lose it. It's not just for what you're doing right now. It's gonna help you later on. Anyway, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, man, let's keep moving, man. If I can't. I don't have all the stuff that I want. Um, because what happened? My computer was acting like a Bianca, right? That's my wife's word. I mean, her and her friends use that word, so I'm just copying it. So I don't talk like that. I'm just using my I'm just using these little terminologies I'm hearing, you know. So you guys, if you know what a Bianca is, then you let me know. He's acting like a Bianca. Oh my God, man, what is going on? Why can't I? Oh, I see. I see. I'll get it in a second. Anyway, in the meantime, all right, don't forget, guys, we have a merch store that you can go and get stuff from. You can get uh your supplies, vacuums, and parts and bags and stuff like that. We can ship stuff to you. You can even request service. You can ask me questions on my website, because you can go to the contact page and ask me questions. I've answered many questions. Some guys even call me to the shop, and they want to see what's going on. All right, and also we have a t-shirt page, right, where you can actually go and you can see the different shirts that we have. Okay. And actually, I think I'm wearing a shirt I made. This shirt here, I think this is a Hendrix shirt. Let me see, what is it? Is it Hendrix? Let me see what you have in the back. Do I have Hendrix in the back? I think I have a picture of Hendrix. See that right there? And I think the American. I got my American flag on the sleeve. And Hendrix, he's an American musician who really upped the ante. And regardless of how, all the other stuff, I mean, it's what it is. Hendrix is Hendrix. I love Hendrix, man. I can't help it, man. It's just the certain artists really like Bob Marley, Michael Jordan when he was on the court. I don't get into personalities. I don't know what these people are like, right? I don't know what they're like personally, right? But I watch the performance. Like, I watch the stage presence. I watch the work ethic. And you can hate on the individual, but man, you have to respect the ethic, man. And that's kind of the way I look at some of this stuff. Okay. And I think that's it for now. If I come up with something during the rest of the episode, I'll share it with you. But some of the stuff I can't get right now. So, all right, let's get right into the machine. What do you say? All right, so I have a Kirby. This one is a G6 Kirby. We're going to break it down. We're going to break down the transmission part of it. And we have someone who is the transmission is not responding. So it's like, all right, well, how does this thing work? If you're interested, if you just want to see me knock around and turn a couple of screws, hang around, if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe to the channel, right? You want some supplies, go to our website, monroevacuums.com, or go to gmartshirts.com. And, or you can become a member, okay, and support what we're doing. All right, cool. Let's go for it. All right, I'm good. All right, let's see what's next. Let me get over to the overhead, and it's a little bit of mess over there, but I'm sure you guys will forgive me for it. I'm sure you forgive me, right? You'll forgive me for my mess. Let me see if I can slide my camera. Now, guys, update on my little mechanism. All right, so it works, right? But it, like I said, it's zooming. It's too fast, and my camera is gonna be like, oh. So when I go left and right, it goes left, it goes right. My camera, right? And I have it hooked up to a pulley and a belt, and it's attached to the platform, and it's attached to the motor. I reduced the motor. I put a smaller motor on there. It moves a little less. I think I'm gonna have to go down to maybe a remote control car motor or something. I'm gonna have to reduce the motor. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit much. The torque is too much. It's zinging across. I tried putting a a power reduction switch that I can put it on low power, high, and stuff like that. But the switch, it wasn't registering, and it was only going in one direction, and I wanted to go in both directions. So I'm still studying that. If someone have information on that or a link they can share with me, please do. But I'm still working on this thing. Okay. But anyway, let's move the camera manually now over to where we're going until we can get this thing motorized properly. Right? How's that? Is that good? Good. Fantastic. Okay. So I think my chin is cut off, but it's fine, right? How's that? Is that got new cameras, man? I'm sure you guys will see the visuals are better. Okay. You know what I didn't do? Give me a second, guys. I'm out of sync again. I got to I got someone send a chat and I didn't. I can't even. I don't even have it open to see. Gosh, give me a second, folks. All right, give me a second. Give me a second. Oh gosh. All right. So I'm gonna give you this. It's listen. It's this is it's a it's an hilarious take. Okay, but it's funny as hell. Give me a second here. Let me pull this up one more time. Oh, I forgot to. We're gonna go through the community notes. All right. I'm gonna bring myself back over. I don't want you to looking at just office furniture all this time. We're just you won't we're not engaged that way. Let me get my chat going so I can see what we have going on here, and then we'll move on. All right. All right, cool, folks. All right, are we positive? The grind, man. You know, it's about the grind, man. I'll be honest with you. It's all this victimhood talk and all this stuff. It doesn't help anybody, and you're not gonna get me to sign off on this stuff. You're not gonna get me to sign off on it, and I'm always gonna fight against it because I think it's the thing that hurts young people the most, and it's the thing that hurts a lot of the minority community the most. Is that self defeating defeatist type of thinking that they're being pumped every day. So anyway, let's go into the comment of the week, okay? Let's see what we have. All right. Let me share some of what I have going on here with you guys and some of the love that I'm getting and also some of the questions I'm getting, okay? All right. Let's see. I gotta shrink this. I gotta shrink my comment screen so you can see more of it. You can't see enough of it. Hold on. Give me a second. I just want to make sure that what you see you can as I'm reading it, it's not like cutting off. Okay. All right. How's that? Boom. Okay. Fantastic. So, all right. So I just discovered you. Okay. Okay. I just discovered you when I had having issues with my Steam Vac Spin Scrub carpet cleaner. Love the details and appreciate the content. So I took it apart, took the cleaner apart, and checked the turbine. Everything seemed okay, moved freely. Like what you showed in your video. All right. Let me go to more. Okay, read more. All right. So right, made me think that the seal or something is bad, or my next step should be I scroll through your videos, but I couldn't see the next step to do. Okay, okay. Any tips? Okay, great. All right, guys. Okay. So this is what I recommend. This is what I recommend. I told this person to take a look at my I already replied. Why my reply doesn't show up? I already replied already. Interesting. Okay, if it's a spin scrub, a Hoover spin scrub, what's happening? Check the filter section area. There's a section in the front of the Hoover. If you remove the plastic window, that section there, right? I think you use it. You flip it, pull it out, right. At the bottom right, if you're looking directly at the machine, not from behind the machine, but in front of the machine, at the bottom right, you should see a little mesh. Make sure that's not filled up with carpet fibers. Clean that mesh out. If you already checked your turbine, because look at it this way: it's the motor. Okay, the motor it shares a suction with the tank, the dirty water tank, and the turbine, which spins the brush. Okay, so the motor is sharing, and also with the side pump, the quick connect. The motor is sharing a suction with that. There's enough suction to share, as you can see, because it worked before, right? Something is cutting off the suction to the turbine. Okay, so either the Either the gears are stuck, you said everything is fine, or go further, look at the fan, make sure the fan is not cracked. Okay. If the fan is not cracked and it spins freely, the gears are not stuck, they're not rusted. The only other thing is that it's not getting air to the turbine because it pulls air from the outside also. Okay. Nice. It needs to suck air in to give it that so it can use the air properly. Okay. So it's sucking air in at the same time. Okay. And so that might be clogged up. Okay. All right. So when it comes to suction, that's what you're looking at. Because even if the dirty water tank, um, well, that could affect it. You want to make sure your tank is sealed. Okay, make sure there's no cracks in your tank because what it is that it has to build up like a strong vacuum like pressure. Okay, all that stuff work together, and hopefully you can look at all those things. I hope my answer helped because it's hard to type that kind of answer out. So that's why my first comment to her, and I thought I commented on it, was for her to look at the live. Okay, all right. Next up, let's look at the next one. All right. Okay, what's the next one say? Hey, great video. Thank you. All right. So, all right. Great video. All right. Thank you. What do I do about the ball that pops up to cut off the suction off so collecting the tank doesn't overflow, right? I understand that that ball is definitely important. I turn the machine on and the ball pops up and almost immediately I'm using it after probably, sat for about a year in my garage. No water damage. All right. So, all right. That ball. What could be causing that? What could be causing that? Check, you know what? See if your tank has a filter. Okay, so what's happening is the suction is looking to go somewhere, and the suction can't get there. And as a result, the ball is going to get pulled in. Okay, the ball can either get pushed up by the water, okay, because now the water is closing off all your air. Think about it. The water, as it rises, is giving you less air to work with for suction. Okay. Then it gets to a point where the suction is so powerful next to the ball that it sucks it in. See that? So before the ball is at the bottom and it's kind of just like spinning around, and the suction is just like tickling it. It's like getting a little tickle. I'm pulling you, I'm pulling you, I'm pulling you, and, and then it's floating around in the water, and it's getting a little tickled and everything. And then it gets closer to the motor as it rises, and then eventually the motor grabs it and yanks it, cuts off the suction. That's how it works. Okay. But what happened if there's no if the tank is cut off? If something is blocking the suction from getting to the floor, okay, it's going to force all the suction to stay within that section, and the only thing left to pull is that ball. It's going to suck the ball off. So double check to make sure there's no clog, there's no filter clog. I was just describing the filter. Make sure that the window is not clogged up with hair. The window for the to suck the water up on the floor. Make sure that's clear. That's you have you have constant airflow with that. All right, and you can even after you clean it, you can use a piece of paper and stick it to the front of the nozzle that touches the floor and see if it catches the paper. You just want to test the suction power within that slit at the bottom of the shampooer and just test it. All right. Okay, good. How's that? Hope that helps. If it helps, give me a thumbs up. All right. All right, what's next? Okay. I was doing a crosswave. This one is about a paper test. It says, what if you do the first paper test and there's no suction from the motor? Okay. If you're using a crosswave, it's the filter. Okay. Most likely it's the filter. It starts with the filter. Okay. Like this, what you would do. you take out your dirty water tank from the Crosswave. Okay, this is the last one, guys. I'm gonna get into the Kirby. Take out the dirty water tank from the Crosswave. Get a sheet of paper. Okay, test the suction. You can even use your hand, right? If you look on it, you're gonna see the grills. You're gonna see the netted grill for the motor. You're gonna actually see the motor. If you look in the Crosswave, it does tilt it a little bit, right where the tank sits. You'll see the motor. You see the circle. You'll see the motor. Test the suction. Turn the Crosswave on. Test the suction. Make sure the okay, good. You have suction now. If you have suction there, the next thing that interacts with that area is the filter on the very top of your tank. So when you put your tank in, right, the filter is right there. That's the first thing the suction is going to hit if the suction is good, right? So the suction hits the filter. If the filter is clogged up, or because remember, water and dirt makes mud, right? And that is paper that filter those like needed, lines, those filter, the HEPA filter, that's paper. Okay. So you wet that enough with water and dirt. Eventually, the paper is not going to allow. Imagine a clogged bag in a vacuum cleaner, and you have enough dirt, right? Like clogging up all the pores. There's no more suction. So that's what happens to that little paper filter. It's circled by plastic, but in the middle is paper. That's probably the issue that's causing your Crosswave not to have suction. If the suction problem is at the motor, then that's a whole nother thing. You may have to buy another machine, because to get to have someone work on that, it's, trust me, you might as well just get another machine. All right, so that's that. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with this first little section, comment of the week. And we're going to move on into our demo, into the overhead. And we're going to start working with some Kirby transmission. All right. So first, guys, what I'm going to do, let's clean this up. Hey, I'm redoing my vacuum, guys. I cleaned my vacuum out, and I am going to create my own little ultimate vacuum for the I've seen a couple of guys do it for like wood shops, and I found out that I use my vacuum so much that I really now have to kind of set it up where even if it gets a lot of dirt, it can still perform. And right now it's clogging up, Let me see how it works right now. So I'm gonna create a vacuum, right? And maybe I'll let you guys in on it. I'll show you what I'm doing. Ah, man, I think I just vacuumed up a screw. Oh well. Okay, folks. Oh God. Hey. Okay, it's not staying up. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's get into business. All right. Thanks for being patient. All right. Thanks for being patient. Let me did I open it? I did open a chat. Oh, we didn't have a lot of people check in, but man, look, I'm just happy that people are here. That even visit. Even if you're just here for the visit. I'm cool with you. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much. All right, looking for my gloves right now. Just give me a mini second. My hands are not. I don't want to use my gloves today. And I've been cleaning up my shop here, my little garage shop. This place every year. Oh my God, this is just like me, man. Oh man, listen, somebody out there is gonna be like, Wayne, look, I've been through what you've been through. I know what you're going through. This is what I did. Someone is gonna share something with me that's gonna help me, because right now I'm a mess. Where are my gloves? Oh my God, man. It's a whole box of gloves. It's crazy. All right. Here we go. Let's get started. Forget it. All right. So this was a transmission I was working on, man. I kind of did some I painted it because I was making my own little version of a Kirby. Anyway. So let's take this apart. Let's see more what's going on with this thing. So the way the transmission works, folks, is the transmission is activated, right? When a Kirby, okay, is when the Kirby motor turns on, okay, the belt, there's a belt right here at the end of the Kirby, right here. There's a black little geared belt. And what that belt is designed to do, okay, the moment the Kirby turns on, this starts to spin. Okay? And the belt is attached to this. So now this starts to spin. Okay. So while it's spinning, it's really not doing nothing for the most part. The belt kind of looks like this. The belt similar to this. Okay. Similar to a belt like this. So nothing has happened when it's in neutral. Okay. When it's in neutral, it's spinning, is everybody's working. What makes now the transmission react to the motor is the moment you put it in drive. Now the motor powers this transmission connection here. Okay. And now the motor gives it the ability to move, right? Now what controls the movement forward and backwards, these two big wheels are what move, right? What controls the movement is this little setup right here. When you push the handle forward, the big handle, there's a pivot that sits here and it kind of controls that. When you push it forward, the wheels go forward. And when you pull it backwards, the wheel pull back. That's how the transmission works. So if this belt is broken, the transmission won't work. Okay? If this gear is messed up, anything here is messed up, the transmission won't. If let me pull this out. Come on. If okay, you guys with me? I know that I'm looking down at the machine because I'm looking at what I'm doing. So if you're kind of looking at my head all the time, my apologies. All right. Maybe I should get like a, you know, this, a game where they put the iPhone up here, so you can read the questions. I just put some on my head so you can see. So let's look at this. Let's look at it a little bit further on, and let's kind of go in. All right. So I think this one I'm using a Phillip. Now normally it's a Torx screw like T20. Okay. But this is probably I was kind of just rigging this one myself. I was doing my own little thing. You notice even the color of this is not the color it's supposed to be. It's here. This. It's a gold. You don't have gold Kirby's. Right? Well, actually, you do. You do. The Kirby company used to give it to the Kirby distributors for a certain amount of sales. All right, so let's kind of break into this thing. Okay, let's see what we have. All right, let's take it apart. Teardown Tuesday. Okay, so these are my clips. Okay, my wheel. Okay. Holy crap! Damn it! Damn it! Oh, folks, sorry again. Damn, you know what? I'm gonna work with one screen. I'm using the studio mode, and I'm looking at this thing, and but I don't know how long it looked like I was shooting this blasted video, and I wasn't shooting. You know what? This is the last time. Mark my words. Mark my words. This is the last time I have this problem. Okay, this is the last time. You may have an issue with me transitioning scenes, but I'm not using that studio again because using it while I'm doing this is counterproductive. So I'm just going to use a regular one scene. That means I can't preview what I'm going to show you next. I have to kind of just wing it. Okay. Like if I have a shared browser, I would it's best to preview the browser before you share it, right? But I tend to forget that because I can see the scene. but it's a split screen. So the scene closest to me is what I'm looking at. I wonder if I can flip that. I wonder if I can flip it, where the scene closest to me is the scene that you're seeing, because no one wants to admit that they're confused for things that they should know. Only things that they're trying to claim that they don't know so they can get away with an excuse. I don't want to get away with an excuse. What I'm saying is, maybe if I find a way to flip it, I'm gonna look it up where I can put the screen that you guys are seeing, viewer, is the same screen that I'm seeing closest to me. Then I'll be conditioned to always have that screen. Because right now I look at that screen first. And when I have to hit the button that says transition, that will now send that to your viewer. So that's my preview screen I'm looking at. And I'm looking at it and it was working. I'm like, yeah, look at this. Look what I'm doing here. Look what I'm doing here. And all of this. And I'm talking, and you guys are looking at a blank screen like, dude, Craig, man, what are you doing? So if I have my son with me, I'll use the studio mode. And if I don't, I'm just gonna use the regular mode. And you're just gonna have to deal with it. 'Cause it's not working. I'm not gonna let this happen. Enough. Enough is enough. Okay? All right, here we go. Enough is enough. All right. So look here. Let's take this apart. I'm just gonna remove this clip. There's another clip here. These are two different clips. So you can see I was really messing around with this thing. Because they're two different clips. Oh man. It's probably two different. Is it two different wheels? No. They look the same. Okay, so now let's let's go into here then. Right? These are kind of braces. So we're gonna remove this. Okay. Let's see if this is also T20. See it? Okay, so let's remove this. Ay, ay, coño. Uh, so, guys, I grew up in the Bronx, right? And most of my friends were Puerto Rican, Dominican, Jamaican, Trinidadian, the whole Caribbean diaspora, Colombian, Mexican. So they use all the words you see. I'd learned that stuff growing up, so it just became reflex words. I'm like, coño, carajo. That's just the way it is. So my pie, I'm not just like using it's just the way it was in the neighborhood. Okay. And that's just like it slips out. Okay. All right. All right. So now here's the gear. So this is how this works. Okay. Let me show you. Let me tell you how this works here. Let's do this for a second. Let me see if I can say yep, right here, the camera can work. So when you use this here, hope this is not too boring for you. Just trying to give you let's see if I can set the camera to see it properly. So the moment I would have to have it, you know, let me screw it. Let's not fight that. Let's fight the currents, okay? Watch this. So you have neutral. You have. I want you to look at what happened to the gear. I was trying to show some folks earlier. See that little trigger right there? And the moment I hit this, it's gonna snap into the gear. It's gonna connect to the gear. Watch. See it? Okay. Comes out. Goes in. Okay. So all this is doing is moving this thing back and forth, back and forth. it's moving this section here. So when it's in neutral, it's out of gear. The gears are not engaged. Okay. But the moment you put it in drive, now the gears are engaged. Okay. And now this transmission can work. That's how that works. Okay. Right? Let's take it out. All right. Nice. Now let's take this apart. I'm gonna pull this right out of here. Spring loaded and everything. But this is what happens. So what it's doing, you see it now? What it's doing is sliding it here, boom, 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 boom. And when it turns, it push it. Hold on to it. When it let me grab this. Little balls here. When it turns, yes, push it. When it turns everything, okay? And it turns the wheel. Pretty, pretty. If you have a Kirby and you're hearing the clicking sound every time you push it, okay? Click, 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 click. Everything push the vacuum. Every time it's in neutral, and you're pushing the Kirby and it's making that clicking sound. Click, 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 click. That's because this thing right here, that gear teeth, they're touching and it's grinding against each other. Okay? That's what's happening. It's going click, 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 click. It's supposed to be in all the way like this. Okay? It's not supposed to be touching on the outside. That grinding away. So that's what happens if you hear that Kirby clicking. And what causes that is two things. One, either this is worn down, okay, this section right here, this tiny little guy right here can mess up your transmission. This tiny little guy right here, because it doesn't have enough body, okay, doesn't have enough body to push it where it's supposed to go, pull it out all the way, like that. Sometimes it's like shave it off. The other thing is this section right here. This might be loose. If your Kirby transmission ever fault comes right out of the back, it's because this came off, and you're not gonna just get this back on. You're gonna have to do some rigging to get this back on, stay on. Other than that, you just have to replace this whole mechanism. Okay, all right, and then line it up properly with your gear. Okay, good. So we got that out the way. Let's move on. Hopefully, that makes any kind of mini sense. But I want to see where the gear goes. Okay, I want to go even further. So let's find out. Okay, let's see if we can go any further into this thing. So I took this off. I took this little clamp. Oh no, I didn't take it off. I gotta take it off. All right, there's a little clamp that holds this gear in. Let's see if I can get it off easily or get something. I didn't want to move. All right, I'm doing better with the camera position, and I think just a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so we have this other one. This comes right off. You can just put a screwdriver behind this thing. Can you hear me? Yeah, my mic is working. Might just be, it might be upsetting me, man. It's not the mic. I guess so involved that I can get to. I just took this off. This little washer right here, but it goes in this way. Okay. Now, let's keep looking, right? What else we have? Well, we have this here. Remember, this is the drive. This selects go forward and backwards. Forward, back, forward, back. So let's go further in. Let me get my screwdriver. All right. Right. Now, normally, guys don't really mess with this. They'll just replace the transmission. But Sometimes you can get curious and want to know what's going on inside this thing, right? So let's see what's happening, right? Let's take this off. So let's say you want to reverse engineer this thing. This is, you would take it apart and see what makes it tick. Right? For that, okay. Take this off. Right? See what we have here. Good. Good. Keep working. See if this whole thing. Oh, now you notice a lot of companies would do this. They would put the silver label over a part that has a separation, and they'll know that you worked on this machine if you cut this label. Okay. So what some people try to do is to peel it and all that stuff. I'm not really interested in that, really. But what guys would do is peel it so they can put it back on again if they mess with it. I'm telling you that if they find out that you were messing with that unit, your warranty is void. So keep that in mind. Okay. Now, look at this mechanism here. They put some work in this thing, man. Look, for those of you who understand, this is Kirby made in America, folks. Okay? Made in America. Yeah, I think the plastic bag for the disposable bags come from China. But what Kirby did, I have to give respect to Scott and Fetzer Company, Kirby, who Berkshire Hathaway family there. What they do is most of the parts that Kirby buy, to my understanding, I could be wrong, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, right? Most of the parts that Kirby buy for their machines, they manufacture through a different subsidiary. So you may have a company that make the armatures, right? It's a great model. It's actually the model that America right now, the America First movement, is kind of pursuing. Okay, think about it for a second. If the majority of the components that you need, right, for your particular thing you're making, you own a subsidiary that actually make that part. You're buying from yourself in essence, right? It's a smart move. So I used to have a list of all the companies. I had a list of, there's a whole big family inside that whole subsidiary, right? The umbrella. And so one part of the company would make the plastic parts, the molding. One part of the subsidiary would make the armatures. Another part would make, the actual motor, let's say, or the armature is the main motor, but I'm talking, other components, like, and then they piece it all together in Cleveland, right? But these are American companies all around. And the American first understanding is, hey, if we have manufacturing, if the majority of our components that we need are manufactured by us, okay, then we're allowing these companies to succeed because we're doing business within this environment, and all the new stuff that comes in can feed the entire village, which is America. Okay, like all you know what I mean, like the people that want to sell their products in our market here now. It makes sense to me. It makes perfect sense. But I watched Scott Fetzer, Berkshire Hathaway, the way they set this one up, and I was like, when I looked at that, I was like, that's pretty clever, man. What the hell? That's smart. The Kirby, to make it, you order it from this subsidiary, you order it from that subsidiary, you order your wheels from over here, and very few things are made outside of that formula. And it's not illegal. It's not like, oh, it's a monopoly. No, it's not. It's you're able to own the subsidiary. It's part of the business plan. So it makes sense to me. Anyway, let's move on. Sorry about the. the little sideway thing there. Okay, so watch this, man. I love what I'm watching here. Dude, I love what I'm watching here. I'm wondering if this might be what I need. This might be what I need for my little thing. This might be exactly what I need for my little setup. It looks like a bit much though. It looks a bit much, but it's setup. They already did all the hard work. So let me see something. So this is the driver. This is the driver. So this guy is the driver, right? Because this. And the Kirby motor, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm gonna move this to the side and I'm gonna work on a real life problem. Let me move this right here. I want you to think about this. Think about the setup. This is wicked, man. I love this. And I'm assuming that this part here connects here. Connects to here on the other side. Look at this. Let me see. Let me see if I turn it. Oh, maybe if I turn up here. Turn. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't. It's all open up. But that's how this works. That's how this works. Okay. Let me get a vacuum right now. I'm working on. We're gonna be done in a few minutes. Let's dive into this live. And anyone have any questions, leave it in the chat, in the comments. Okay, I can see them. If you came across this video, and even if it's not for you guys, man, just if you want to help promote our little channel here, give us a thumbs up, give us a share, something positive, man. We appreciate you just for stopping by, even if you're only here for a second. We appreciate it. Okay. All right, let me move all this stuff out the way. I'm just gonna slide this over. But man, this is awesome, man. I'm looking all over the place, and this look at what they did already to this thing. This is a wicked piece of this contraption here. This is fantastic. All right, so watch this. let's um let's take this Kirby apart. Okay. Now the problem with this Kirby is that the transmission isn't responding. Okay, so let's let's dive in. Let's dive in. So I heard this. It was on Facebook, right? You know how they're having those stick men, little mini clips with the stick people, just round face, thick hands. And I was like, man, it's clever, man. Damn it, man. I wish I had came up with it. It's such a clever tactic. Anyway, they were one of them, they were in court, right? Man, let me not tell you the story. Let me not tell you the story. Let me share it with you. I'll find it. That's what I was looking for earlier. Ay, coño. I need to find it. I need to find it. Damn it, man. Let me find it. Hold on. Give me a second, folks. Let me find my little clip so you can hear it yourself. Because I don't know, man. Maybe a few people might be offended by it, but I thought it was funny, right? So don't be offended because it's funny, right? All right, I'm gonna find it. Give me a second. Hold on. Come on, Wayne, hurry up, man. Damn, this thing is taking it's taking forever to load. All right. In the meantime, let me take this apart. Don't be offended. We're too easily offended nowadays, guys. Okay. There are people that actually can do like real harm to you physically, financially, you know, and and you're giving them all this power to offend you by calling you a word, or saying something that you don't agree with, and all of a sudden you decide that, oh, this is women, you know, how do you say this about men? We're not that bad. We're not all dogs. Hate. Ay, ay, ay. We're so soft. Gosh, man. That is the truth. Soft little get our feelings hurt. Now I've been there. I'll be honest, I've been there. You know what offends me mostly? People that's close to me, not strangers. if I do something for someone close to me and they betray me, that hurts. Somebody on the internet, man, that said, "Oh, Hill, your bald head." Dude, I'm glad you noticed my head. That's as much as you're gonna get from me. You like my head, man? You don't like my head? Is it too big? What do you think? What would you do different? Here we go. Come on. Let's look at this. Did I get my thing yet? Did I find my thing yet? Hold on. Let me see if I can find my little joke. Come on. I got to give you guys something, man. I can't just give you vacuum. You got to get something. You got to get this joke. This joke is too funny. Oh my God. Did I save it? Please tell me I saved it. Oh my God. I didn't. Ay, ay, ay. Did I text it to myself? What did I do? Oh my gosh. Hey, let me see. Did I text it to myself? Hold on. Hold on. Did I text it to myself? Oh shit! I don't know how I don't know what I did with it, but I do have one I like. I do have one I like. I'm gonna share this one with you guys. I'm gonna share one with you. Okay, all right. I gotta give you something, man. I'm not gonna just leave you hanging like this. Hold on. Send it to myself. WAY. Okay. All right. All right. Send. Sending. Okay. I'll pull it up on my email and then I'll go. All right. Let's keep moving. The moment I get it, I'm gonna share it with you. I got another one. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the joke. I'll blow the damn humor because the humor is better than mine. It's funnier than me. So the guy said they're in court, right? And guy's like, asked the lady, what do you need custody of this child, And the lady said, well, I brought him into this world, it's mine. I carried him and all that stuff. And then the judge asked the guy, so why do you think you should have custody of this child? He says, well, judge, I say it this way. Let's say you have a Pepsi machine and you put a quarter in and it gives you a Pepsi. Who does the Pepsi belong to? You or the machine? I was like, oh, this stupid ass. And I was like, all right. It's like Earth. It's like Earth, right? I plant a seed in the ground and it gives me like my fruit, my apples or whatever, my plant. Who does the crop belongs to? The earth or it belongs to me? So what are you saying? Women are just earth? No, I'm just saying it was funny. I'm just saying it was funny. It was stupid. All right, let's see what's happening with this Kirby here, guys. All right. Okay, so we have a belt. Okay. We have a belt. So that's not good. That's not the problem. Select the works. That's a problem. Um, let's 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 take this out. Let's see. Let's go a little further. Okay. That's not a problem. Okay. So from all my, I don't like that sound. Hear that sound? My mic is far away from me. Do it again. Can you hear the sound? Hold on. Now it's gone. That's convenient. There it is. So that sound I don't like, but let me see. I'm trying to figure out what's the matter. So let's put it back together. And the way I'm gonna test this, guys, is I am going to, when you put it up, make sure you put it up with the tech drive facing down. Okay. Let's attach the belt. Let's attach the belt. Make sure this is on, right? And I'm gonna put the screws back in, and we're gonna test it real quick and see what's really going on with this tech drive, okay? Because it could very well be that the transmission. And if you look at this mechanism, there's very little that can really go wrong with this thing. It's pretty tight inside that compartment, so very little to just really just break inside the tranny. Okay, all right. And so I just put the screws back in. I'm gonna put my foot pedal back on here so we can turn it on. Okay, we're gonna leave it open. Okay, we call this crap, this crud. We're gonna leave it open. We're gonna put the quad head on because we wanna trigger the safety switches in front. We're gonna put the bag on because we want to trigger. You know, I have a meter. Have you guys ever seen a dirt meter for Kirby? A dirt meter? Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. I have a meter here somewhere. What's that meter? Oh shit. I just had a meter. Oh yeah, I found it. Look, this is a dirt meter, guys. This is what you use to do the test. And when you vacuum up the dirt, you know the it's gonna come out in this little pad, show you all the filth. So I have a dirt pad. Wait, I got a pad. Give me a second. Give me a second. I got a bag of pads. I got a bag of pads, man. I ain't want to throw these things away. These pads are actually very good, man. They're good for some stuff. You can use these pads for a whole lot of scrubbing and all that stuff. These are great pads for they're very strong pads, man. It takes a lot to rip these things. There are two types. You have the regular dirt pads, and you have the Micron Magic dirt pads, which are static electricity, and it's kind of woven in a certain way, right? That the dust sticks to this one a little bit better than it does. It doesn't pass through as easy as it passed through on the regular paper filter because of the static. It sticks to it, and it's also woven in layers. Pretty clever. Nice design. Made in America, by the way. All right, here we go. Let's slide over. All right, let me use my dirt pad, all right? My dirt meter. So I'm gonna trigger the safety. And what all I'm doing is this part of my meter, this little section here, is going to trigger this section right here. Push it forward. Okay. So that's how that works. All right. So now it can turn on. Okay. Let me plug it in and let's test this. Let's see if the wheels move like they're supposed to. Okay. And if they don't, then we got a problem. All right, let's try it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stand it up like this. Because all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this forward and backwards. And that's gonna control the wheels. Okay. Turn it on. Interesting. All right. The only thing I really see here, guys, is that this wheel is busted. Look at the wheel. The wheel is it's not, I mean, that's not enough to stop it. But the only thing I physically see that's wrong with this thing, you see how this wheel is peeling, stuff like that. So I would recommend replacing the wheel. See all of this? So it might be snagging the carpet, especially this section right here. Because this is not the rubber, this is the plastic. This is the plastic part. The black is the plastic. And the rubber is just being worn out. So I'm thinking that's really the only problem with this cleaner is that wheel needs to change. I'll give you an example. Let's say, let me show how simple it is. I'm almost, yeah, I'm a few minutes over. I'm a minute over. No big deal. All right, now look here. Let's take off this wheel. Right? Let me take this off first. Let me show how simple it is to change it. There's a lot into this demo, guys. There's a lot in this because you can get something out of it. That's how you would change a wheel. The same thing you see I did the other one. You would just kind of move this until you could find an area where that flat part of this shaft is exposed, and stick your screwdriver in there and kind of pry it out, and then you can get this little clamp off. Now be prepared. You're going to have to use a needle nose to squeeze this back together again. Okay. They change the wheel, right? So now you get your replacement wheel, pull off your old wheel, slide on your replacement wheel. See how simple that was? And then you get your clamp, okay? Get your little clamp, and then you can get like a screwdriver, um, something to kind of pry it on there. You can even use the same needle nose to kind of force it in there. How's that? There's no other way I could say it. Okay, and it snaps in, and now the wheel is locked in, and you get your hubcap. You can snap it back in, and there you go. You just replaced your wheel. See that? So you went from your busted wheel, okay, right, to your replaced wheel, right? Let's flip it around. Let's do the same for the other side. Okay. Check it out. I want to get back to that transmission though, man. I am very curious about that. I love what Kirby did with that. That thing is brilliant. I was watching a video. I shared it on my Facebook page. Forgot the name of the guy. He's a black guy that used to, I don't know if he worked with Tesla or something like that. What is his name? It's shame for me to not. Hold on, what is his name? Where I should have my where did I post it? I posted Monroe Vacuum Supplies Facebook page. What's his name? Oh my God. Who are these people on my page posting every day? What am I seeing here? I can't. Where am I post at? Give me a second, folks. I'm trying to find a guy for you, man. Damn it. Let me see. Okay, don't worry about it. He was talking about reverse engineering products, and you take products apart. I just want to give him credit because I watch his stuff, and I just forgot his name. Really mad about that, but I think he used to work for Tesla, and he would take little motors apart and stuff like that. He made a robotic arm, and he was showing that, listen, all you have to do is reverse engineer it, take it apart. Oh wow. All right. And I love stuff like that. All right. Um, he said, let's take it apart and do a little bit of online research. Look for papers about um the makeup of how these things will function, how the relays work, how to send it, messages, signals, etc. And but he said if you take your time, if you do your homework, you can figure out how to reverse engineer a robotic arm. And he made one. I thought that was so impressive, man. I was like, it's impressive, man. Damn. You know? So anyway, so now I just put the second clamp on. Okay. All right. If you have any questions about anything about Kirby, or any vacuum for that matter, because I'm wrapping up. I'm wrapping up. You can ask me in the chat and I can answer it for you guys. So we just replaced these two wheels here. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so I didn't find anything. I think the next test I'm gonna do, folks, is I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it directly on the carpet and zing it back and forth on the carpet and see if there's some, maybe there's a resistance that I'm not picking up, um, that may be stopping the transmission from functioning flows smoothly. But as we can tell, let me put it on again. I just checked it, and the transmissions seem to be working fine. You know what? Let me leave it on here. It's not the best thing to do because it's gonna kind of rip my stuff. But I want to see how it performs like on a surface. So let me try it. Ready? This tranny is robust. It's very strong. I think the problem was the wheels. That's what I think. I think these wheels were just maybe snagging the carpet and stuff like that. So anyway, you got wheels like this and you have a Kirby, you should change them. Okay. All right. Now let's go. Let's look at the last thing I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna take this further, guys. I'm gonna take this further. I really want to see what I can do with this. I love this setup. I love this setup, man. The setup. So what is this supposed to do then? What does this do? What does this do? This goes into here. What are you doing? What is it doing? Right? See, that's what I don't know. Oh, I think I know what it does. I think it. I think. Look at this. I think. You see the spring-loaded action here? You see this action right here? I think. Oh, I'm gonna figure this out, guys. I'm gonna figure this out. I am. Now you got my curiosity, man. Um. So now this goes into. Look, the case. Where's the case? Where'd I put the case? Here it is. So, oh, look, all this case is just a holding. There's no special levers here. See that? There's nothing special inside this box. So the box, enclose it like this, right? Okay. So with the box, it's enclosed. Hold on, let me make sure everything is in properly. Hold on. There's a nut in the middle of this. Okay. So let me do it. Everybody is facing the same direction. I don't want the nut to fall out. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I think it fell out already. Okay, I may have to do it the other way around, but see, the nut fell out already. Yeah, I'll figure it out, guys. I'll put something gummy in there that'll make it stick. But I'm gonna see what the relationship between this action, because when you push it forward, oh, oh man, look, I'm not done yet, folks. We're gonna revisit this. I don't have a lot of time, but we're gonna revisit this. I haven't seen anybody talk about this yet, and I really want to know how this works. I'm very curious. It seems like this has something to do with the way it worked. That bouncing action, being able to go up and down, because I think that's all this is doing. This here, when it goes forward, it's pushing something forward, and when it goes back, it's pushing pressure back. Like so one pressure pushes this, and the other pressure pushes this. I just don't know how it makes it go back and forward, and I'm gonna figure it out. All right. Talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later. I gotta go. I got my son's in school. There's no baseball today, so you know, there's no baseball today, so we gotta go pick him up. All right. was baseball, I may have a different thing. All right. Let me get my screen going, and I am going to transition out to you guys. There I am. All right. Let me kind of slide over my little camera here. Move it, move it over. Okay. And like I said, folks, soon you'll be seeing my camera, my motorized camera movement, and I'll share with you that I came to the end of my journey and it worked, and I think you'll be satisfied. In the meantime, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks all of you who came and hung out. I hope you got some information from this demo, and we'll be back for more. But I'm gonna leave this on my desk because I am now obsessed with this gear system here that Kirby has made, and I want to know more about it. Okay, and we'll talk more. If you have questions, leave it in the comments or send me an email. Okay, all right, and we're gonna exit, and I'll say bye. You guys have a great day. Stay positive, and don't let anyone get you down. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't make it, that you can't do it. Even if it sounds good, the words may sound sweet. Okay, but if what they're telling you is that you can't do it, do not listen to them. Thank them for your information. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Appreciate your input, and you move on, and you continue to believe in yourself. Remember that, okay? Because sometimes the people care about you. It's just that they don't know that they're talking that way. To them, they're giving you good advice, but they're telling you that you can't make it. And if that registers in your brain, it's going to slow you down. All right? Stay positive.